But hi, I'm Joann Podkul, and I'm the chair of the County Stewardship Initiative. And it's about 30, close to 30 different organizations, like the County Ecological Park Association and a number of others.
And Civic too, right?
Yes, Pullman Civic. Right. Sometimes I have to stop and think because there are a couple of...
Right.
Yeah. And so we were very happy to help out with one of your earlier ones, Labor Day. Kevin did the presentation on the Memorial Day Massacre.
Yeah, no, I missed it. I was out of town. That was the first ride I missed. I love that ride. It's a great ride.
Yeah. So lots of things to do, and at least some cards with John. So you don't have to worry about where we put these things. Kevin's the secretary. I'm the chair. It's volunteer stuff that we do. And we're not looking for your membership right now because it's only organizations that can be part of it. But what we hope you will do is take a look at the website, because the website advertises everything that we have. We have hard copies of our newsletter that advertise a lot of the things that are on the website, but our newsletter comes out only 3 times a year. So if people don't have everything together in time to meet the deadline, then it's a bit of a problem. But the website then picks up the difference on that. And we're hoping that you'll be able to come back to this area in October. October is Chicago Artist Month. And first, we're trying to link what we're already doing in the field at Bobian on the first Saturday of October, at Eggers on the third Saturday.
No, that's Powderhorn. Powderhorn, third Saturday.
Okay, on the second Saturday is Eggers.
Second Saturday is Dan Ryan Woods.
Well, we're going to ask Jessica and Rebecca to be at Eggers.
Oh, okay.
They would be there.
Oh, okay.
So artists and photographers who want someone at the site who can help them identify species and maybe get a little bit more out of it than if they were simply going into the area on their own, we'll have someone there to kind of help them out. And all that's advertised on the site. But the very last Saturday of October, well, many of you know about this, but the Southeast Historical Society.
Southeast Chicago Historical Society, please.
Right in there. And it's usually only open from 1 till 4 on Thursdays.
Really?
But on that Saturday, the 25th, it will be open from 11 till 4. And it will feature works of local artists. Joe Mulak, who was president of the organization for a number of years, was a local artist who did buildings in this area. And since his death, his work is in many cases the only remain that we have of the buildings that once were in this area.
So he did murals in the building?
No.
He actually constructed the building?
Yeah, he did bridges, he did public buildings, schools and churches and things like that. So we'll have some of his work, and Rod Sellers, who is the curator of the museum, has done a lot of nature photography, and that will be up. As a matter of fact, he has it up already for anyone who wants to come in on the Thursday to look at it. After that, from 11 till 4, after that at Wolf Lake, from 5:30 to 7:30, Michael Bowes will have an art exhibit and wine and cheese, and that will be at the Hammond Environmental Education Center. All right, I forgot
Which is just the other side of Wolf Lake.
Yeah, so lots going on all the time.
Park or Lincoln Park, but we don't have the lagoons and the like. But it's kind of an important park for the neighborhood. People all the way from out the southwest suburbs, if they want to come to the lake to go swimming, well, sometimes they come here. It's real crowded in the summertime, but in the fall it's really a nice quiet park. And especially on the weekends in the summertime, it's really crowded or on hot days. One of the things, one of the reasons why we're doing this is through the Southeast Environmental Task Force and the County Ecological Park has helped us out a little bit. Is this Trees Are Beautiful project, where we're taking small bare root trees that we order from catalog companies or nurseries and potting them and planting them in the ground. I'm going to show you some of those trees today, but we're also going to show have people ask questions, and I'm going to talk a little bit. If I talk too much, just let me know. We have a lot of mature trees in the park. One of the problems we have is the picnickers putting hot poles at the base of the trees, and stuff, so kids don't step on them. They put them at the base of the trees and sometimes burn the bark off. I'd like to just have everybody pedal over to her. The site of this, where this building is, used to be the Taylor Mansion, and he was a Taylor. There's a Taylor school over there, and he was like a real estate speculator, developer around the same time as Stephen Douglas, who also owned a lot of Stephen Douglas of the Lincoln-Douglas debates, who also owned a lot of land around here. And there was a mansion here. There's a couple of old oak, really. They're not the biggest trees in the park because they're very slow growing. There's a couple of bur oak trees, which I consider to be probably the city tree of Chicago. It should be. I'd like to start a campaign because the bur oaks were the trees that could invade the prairie and survive some prairie fires, and were able to take a foothold and are some of the first trees to invade the prairie. And so I think that those trees over there, the bur oaks, we'll just take a quick ride over there as we're leaving to take a look at some what probably was a tree that might have been a young tree, but a tree that was here at the time of settlement, and stuff. And some all through Chicago, in neighborhoods, like older neighborhoods, you'll see like one or two of them, like along wherever the high ground was, like Clark Street down a little Old Beach Ridge of Lake Michigan. Every once in a while, and where no one felt something or something, there's one of these old oak trees, and stuff on the higher. If you go out to Beverly along Longwood Drive, where at one time was the shore of Lake Michigan.
What's it like?
As a matter of fact, all of Chicago was underwater after the glaciers melted. The geologists call it glacial Lake Chicago. So this is basically the Chicago Lake Plain. So as the water receded from the glaciers melting and broke through the moraines down by where the Cal-Sag Channel is now and stuff, and the water went down, little beach ridges occurred, where prairies and were able to, and some trees were able to take hold and the like. Stony Island, which is Stony Island Avenue, everybody's probably familiar with on the south side. There's actually a geological feature of Stony Island where it was a little bit of limestone rock or something that didn't wash away when the glaciers covered the area and floodwaters from the glaciers. And there's the neighborhood was just a little west of here, over by South Chicago Hospital. The local name for it was Pill Hill because there's a lot of nice houses that the doctors used to live there that worked at the hospital, and they called it Pill Hill. And it's actually a geological feature. There's an old joke, I'm going to go on vacation to the islands. And it's like Blue Island and Stony Island. Both of those were actually little islands in the sea of. So the only geological features that we'll see today are low beach ridges. We have like ridge swale topography, and we'll see some of that over by Eggers and the like. And those ridges, as you follow them around the lake, southeast, and then back northeast around the tip of the lake, as you go east, they got bigger and bigger because of the prevailing winds washed the sand up there. So our little beach ridges are like miniature dunes, and even though there's not much difference in elevation, there's quite a bit of difference in the vegetation that like most of the trees in the park here are planted trees, common trees that they plant on the streets, honey locust, hackberry, that's a hackberry, honey locust. The smaller trees are mostly crab apples and hawthorns, a lot of hawthorn trees, the smaller trees. And there's blue spruces that they didn't plant that long ago. There's real fast growing trees. There's two different varieties of blue spruces, the dark green and the actually blue ones. So let's just take a look.